When was this book written?
When was this book written?
This book was written in 1998.
Who wrote it?
This book was written in 1998. Who wrote it?
Jane Taylor wrote it.
Jane Taylor wrote
This
it.
book in 1985. This book was written in 1985. He in the snow.
This book was written in 1985.
He wrote in the snow.
This photo in 1961.
He wrote in the snow.
This photo was taken in 1961. My grandmother. This photo.
This photo was taken in 1961.
My grandmother took this photo.
The ball.
My grandmother took this photo.
The ball was caught. John Wilson.
The ball
The
was
ball.
caught.
John Wilson caught the ball.
This car
John Wilson caught the
Twice.
ball.
This car was driven twice.
I'm sorry. Your car.
This car was driven twice.
I'm sorry. I drove your car.
She.
I'm sorry, I drove
A
your
letter
car.
to her grandfather. She wrote a letter to her grandfather.
You a cake for your birthday.
She wrote a letter to her grandfather.
I baked you a cake for your birthday.
This book in 1985.
I baked a cake for your birthday.
This book was written in 1985. This cake for our wedding.
This book was written in 1985.
This cake was baked for our wedding.
This cake was baked for our wedding.
What are you studying today?
What are you studying today?
What did you study yesterday?
What did you study yesterday?
Where are you going?
Where are you going?
Where did you go last week?
Where did you go last week?
What you read yesterday? What did you read yesterday?
What? You reading?
What did you read yesterday?
What are you reading?
Where? You putting the cup.
What are you reading?
Where are you putting the cup?
Where
Where are you putting
you
the
put
cup?
the book?
Where did you put the book?
Where did you put the book?
Where did you
go?
put the book? Where did you go? Where did you go?
I went to Japan and India.
I went to Japan and India.
What time did you go to school?
What time did you go to school?
We went to school at 8 o'clock.
Did you?
We went to school at
To
8
Australia
o'clock.
on vacation? Did you go to Australia on vacation?
Yes, to Australia.
Did you go to Australia on vacation?
Yes, I went to Australia. Where did you? Today.
Yes, I went to Australia.
Where did you go today?
To the park.
Where did you go today?
I went to the park.
I went to the park.
This sign is in many languages.
This sign is in many languages.
This is an ancient language.
This is an ancient language.
This book is in 2 languages.
This book is in 2 languages.
How many languages do you speak?
How many languages do you speak?
I speak 3 languages: English, Spanish, and Russian.
I speak 3 languages: English, Spanish, Russian, and Russian.
What language is he speaking?
What language is he speaking?
He's speaking Chinese.
He's speaking
What's
Chinese.
this called in English?
What's this called in English?
In English, this is called a table.
In English, this is called a table.
What's this called in English?
What's this called in English?
In English, this is called a frog. The phone number for this
In English,
company
this is called a frog.
555-1234.
The phone number for this company is 555-1234.
These women work for different companies.
These women work for different companies.
These men work for the same company.
These men work for the same company.
His mother is a businesswoman. Her father is a businessman.
Her father is a businessman. His mother is
His
a
wife is a
businesswoman.
businesswoman.
His wife is a businesswoman.
They want to be businessmen.
They want to be businessmen.
She's a businesswoman. She's also a mother.
She's a businesswoman. She's also a mother.
I'm a businessman. I'm also a father.
I'm a businessman. I'm also a father.
This man is a musician. He's also a teacher.
He's a musician. He's also a teacher.
When was this book written?
When was this book written?
It was written in 1998.
It was written in 1998.
Who wrote it?
Who wrote it?
Jane Taylor wrote it.
This city
Jane
was
Taylor
discovered in South
wrote-
America. This city was discovered in South America.
This city was discovered in South America.
These statues were discovered on an island.
These statues were discovered on an island.
Antarctica was discovered in 1820.
Antarctica was discovered in 1820.
This temple was discovered in Mexico.
This temple was discovered in Mexico.
I think that this is his best painting.
I think that this is the best painting.
I disagree. I think that this is his best painting.
I disagree. I think that this is the best painting.
I think that our team will win.
I think that our team will win.
I disagree. I think that our team will win.
Did you
I
know that I
disagree.
speak
I
Arabic?
think that our team will win. Did you know that I speak Arabic?
Really? I didn't know that.
Yes, when I was a child, I lived in Egypt. This is my wife, Lynn. She's a musician.
Really? That's very interesting.
Really? I didn't know that. Yes, when I was a child, I lived in Egypt. This is my wife Lynn. She's a musician. Really? That's very interesting.
I'm also a musician.
I'm also a musician.
They're sending each other emails on the internet.
刘静文啊，你们三个都被糊涂脑袋导航了。你导航着看电视，他们俩导航着埋汰你，你还不走啊？
9点了啊！
啊！
They're sending each other emails on the internet.
你那糊涂脑袋就你那耳朵就不给你发个信号，人家在埋汰你啊，在说你的缺点啊，你还不走？
They're sending each other emails on the internet.
这一块都想说一下，然后就去了。
They are sending each other emails on the internet.
He's buying something on the internet.
He's buying some internet.
They're reading a magazine.
They are reading a magazine.
I'm reading a magazine about India.
I'm reading a magazine about India.
She's buying a magazine.
She's buying a magazine.
She's making a hotel reservation on the internet.
She's making a hotel reservation on the internet.
There is important news in the newspaper today. There is important news in the newspaper today.
There is important news in the newspaper today.
She's reading the news in a magazine.
She's reading a news in the magazine.
I'm reading the news on the internet.
I'm reading the news on the internet.
I'm reading the news on the internet.
The children are watching an interesting movie on television. The children are watching an interesting movie on television.
The children are watching an interesting movie on television.
The men are watching the game on television.
The children are watching game on television. The men are watching.
The woman is watching the news on television.
The woman is watching the news on television.
I'm reading the news on the internet.
I'm reading the news on the internet.
She's reading the news in a magazine.
She's reading the news in a magazine.
We're listening to the news on the radio.
We are listening to the news on the radio. Radio.
They're watching the news on television.
They are watching the news on television.
The adults are voting.
The adults are voting.
No one is voting now.
No one is voting now.
The students are voting.
The students are voting.
Someone is voting.
Someone is voting.
She has voted.
She has voted.
He's voting.
He is voting.
They're waiting in line to vote.
They are waiting in line to vote.
The election was yesterday.
The election was yesterday.
He won the election.
He won the election.
He lost the election.
He lost the election.
India is in Asia. Mexico is in North America.
North America.
Japan is in Asia.
Is in Asia.
This is a Mexican man.
This is a Mexican man.
This girl is Japanese.
This girl is Japanese.
This is an Indian woman.
This is an Indian woman.
An American hat.
An American hat.
A German car.
A German car.
Italian pasta.
Italian pasta.
Mexican jewelry.
Mexican jewelry.
An Egyptian An Egyptian statue.
An Egyptian statue.
An American car.
An American car.
Russian toys.
Russian toys.
Indian clothes.
Indian clothes.
Chinese paintings.
Chinese paintings.
A Japanese mountain.
A Japanese mountain.
A Russian church.
A Russian church.
A French dessert.
A French dessert.
An Indian temple.
An Indian temple.
An American restaurant.
An American restaurant.
A Russian church.
A Russian church.
Chinese clothes.
Chinese clothes.
A Japanese restaurant.
A Japanese restaurant.
Egyptian clothes.
Egyptian clothes.
He's cooking German food. He's cooking German food.
He's cooking German food.
They're going to eat Mexican food.
They are going to eat Mexican food.
The Egyptian food is on the table.
The Egyptian food is on the table.
I bought some Italian food.
I bought some Italian food.
The Germans are watching the game.
The Germans are watching the game.
The Russians are voting for a president.
The Russians are voting for president.
The Mexicans are dancing.
The Mexicans are dancing.
He wants the French to win the game. He wants the French to win the game.
He wants the French to win the game.
The Italians are playing soccer.
The Italians are playing soccer.
The Americans are carrying flags.
The Americans are carrying flags.
The soldier is meeting the Queen. She's the Queen of the United Kingdom.
The soldiers were meeting the Queen.
She's the Queen of the United Kingdom.
She's the Queen of the United Kingdom.
The soldier is writing a letter to his family.
The soldier is writing a letter to his family.
A French king lived here.
A French king lived here.
A king sits here.
A king sits here.
A king wears this.
A king wears this.
The Russian Prime Minister is visiting a school.
The Russian Prime Minister is visiting a school.
The Indian Prime Minister is meeting the American President.
The Indian Prime Minister is meeting the American President.
I want to be president someday.
I want to be president someday.
The American president lives here.
The American president lives here.
The Mexican president is answering questions.
The Mexican president is answering questions.
The Prime Minister of India is speaking with the soldier.
The Prime Minister of India is speaking with the soldier.
The Prime Minister of the United Kingdom is arriving in Germany.
The Prime Minister of the United Kingdom is arriving in Germany.
The American flag is in front of the building.
The American flag is in front of the building.
The old man is carrying a Mexican flag.
The old man is carrying a Mexican flag.
There are many flags in this building.
There are many flags in this building.
Everyone is holding German flags.
Everyone is holding German flags. Everyone. King.